Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk to you about a simple truth. Growth does not come from making excuses. Growth comes from focus, commitment, and an unwavering belief in the process. Growth is not a singular event, nor is it something that can be checked off once achieved. It is an ongoing process, a continuous evolution that requires patience, commitment, and a willingness to evolve over time. Often we think of growth as a final goal to reach, a destination where we finally arrive and can say, I have grown. But in reality, growth is much more dynamic than that. It is a fluid experience, one that unfolds over the course of a lifetime, constantly reshaping and redefining itself along the way. The idea that growth is a journey emphasizes that there is no endpoint, no final moment when we can declare ourselves fully grown. Instead, it reminds us that every step we take, every challenge we face, and every decision we make is part of an ongoing process of becoming. We never truly arrive at growth, because as soon as we reach one milestone, another challenge presents itself, inviting us to grow even more. This endless cycle of learning, adapting, and transforming is the essence of what it means to grow. Growth as a journey is often more about the struggle, the setbacks, and the perseverance than it is about the achievements. It's the way we respond to life's twists and turns, how we adapt to changing circumstances, and how we persist in the face of difficulties. Along the way, we may encounter periods of stagnation or frustration, times when it feels like we're not making progress. These moments are not signs of failure. They are simply part of the path. They remind us that growth is not linear and that real growth often comes during times of discomfort or struggle. The beauty of viewing growth as a journey is that it allows us to embrace the process without being fixated on the destination. When we focus on the journey, we become more aware of the small, seemingly insignificant steps that accumulate over time. Each day, each decision, no matter how small, contributes to the person we are becoming. We start to value the learning experiences we encounter along the way rather than solely focusing on the outcome. In this journey, there will be moments of joy, of breakthroughs, and of realization. But equally, there will be moments of confusion, failure, and uncertainty. Growth is not about avoiding these moments, it's about navigating them with resilience and an open mind, recognizing that each experience, good or bad, adds value to our understanding of ourselves and the world. And while we may never reach an ultimate point of complete growth, what matters is that we are consistently moving forward, learning, and evolving. Growth, after all, is not something we do once, it's something we do every day. Starting with purpose is the cornerstone of true growth. It is the force that fuels our actions and provides the direction we need to move forward, even when the path is unclear. Without purpose, we risk drifting aimlessly, reacting to circumstances instead of actively shaping our lives. Purpose gives us a reason to get up every morning, to face the challenges of the day, and to persist even when things get tough. It provides a clear sense of why we do what we do, beyond just completing tasks or meeting expectations. When we begin with purpose, we are aligning our actions with our deeper values and beliefs. Purpose acts as a compass, guiding us when the winds of life change direction. It anchors us, allowing us to stay focused on what truly matters, regardless of distractions or setbacks. Without it, we might find ourselves constantly searching for meaning or feeling unfulfilled, as though something is missing in our lives. Purpose transforms ordinary tasks into meaningful pursuits. The power of purpose also lies in its ability to help us overcome adversity. In moments of difficulty, when the road seems insurmountable, it is our purpose that keeps us going. It becomes a source of strength that allows us to push past the obstacles and keep moving forward, even when the journey is exhausting. Purpose provides the clarity to see the bigger picture, reminding us why we started in the first place. It shifts our focus from short-term discomfort to long-term fulfillment. Starting with purpose also means being intentional about the direction we take in life. It's easy to get caught up in the rush of daily activities, to fall into routines and habits without truly reflecting on what we're working toward. But when we take the time to define our purpose, we create a roadmap for our actions. It helps us make choices that align with our goals and values instead of being swayed by external pressures or distractions. In many ways, purpose is not a fixed idea, but a guiding force that evolves with us. As we grow, our understanding of our purpose may deepen or shift, but the need for purpose remains constant. It is the lens through which we interpret our experiences, and it helps us stay true to ourselves, even as circumstances change. When we start with purpose, we are not simply going through the motions of life. We are actively crafting a life that reflects who we are and what we stand for. Purpose turns every action into an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to contribute something meaningful to the world. It makes the journey worth it. Owning your choices is one of the most empowering acts you can undertake in life. It means fully embracing the responsibility for the decisions you make, knowing that each choice you make shapes your future and impacts those around you. When you own your choices, you stop looking outside yourself for reasons or excuses. You stop blaming circumstances, other people, or your past for where you are today. Instead, you recognize that every moment is an opportunity to choose your path, and the power to change lies within you. The act of owning your choices forces you to acknowledge the consequences of your decisions, both positive and negative. It's easy to blame others or external factors when things don't go the way we hope. It's tempting to find someone or something to hold accountable when we feel that things haven't turned out as planned. But when we take ownership of our choices, we recognize that we alone are responsible for the directions our lives take. This doesn't mean that we're always in control of everything that happens to us, but it does mean we are in control of how we respond to what happens. Owning your choices also means letting go of the fear of making the wrong decision. So many people are paralyzed by the fear of making mistakes, thinking that one wrong move will undo everything they've worked for. But the reality is that there is no perfect decision. Every choice carries a level of uncertainty, and part of growth is embracing the unknown. The most important thing is not to avoid mistakes, but to learn from them. When you own your choices, you are accepting that mistakes are part of the journey and that they offer invaluable lessons for growth. This sense of ownership also leads to a deep level of self-trust. When you know that your decisions are yours to make, you begin to trust in your own judgment and instincts. You stop second-guessing yourself and start making decisions with more confidence, knowing that you are capable of handling whatever consequences arise. The more you own your choices, the more empowered you become, and the less you rely on validation from others. You begin to trust your own inner compass, knowing that you are moving in the direction that feels right for you, regardless of external opinions or pressures. However, owning your choices doesn't mean acting in isolation or ignoring the impact your decisions have on others. It means recognizing the interconnectedness of your actions and the responsibility you have to yourself and to the world around you. It means being mindful of the choices you make, knowing that they ripple outward and affect not just your own life, but the lives of others. But even in those moments when you realize that your choices have had unintended consequences, owning them means taking responsibility and learning from the situation rather than distancing yourself from it. In the end, owning your choices is about taking full control of your life. It's about saying that no matter what has happened in the past, or how challenging things may be right now, you have the power to choose your response, your direction, and your next step. It removes the victim mentality and replaces it with a mindset of agency and possibility. By owning your choices, you become an active participant in your own life story, rather than a passive observer. And this is where true growth begins, when you stop waiting for change and start creating it through the choices you make. Embracing challenges is one of the most vital and transformative aspects of personal growth. Often, when faced with difficulty or adversity, the natural instinct is to resist or avoid it. Challenges are often seen as threats, obstacles standing in the way of comfort, success, and progress. However, the reality is that challenges are some of the most valuable opportunities for growth that life can offer. They force us to stretch beyond what we know, to test our limits, and to tap into parts of ourselves we may never have discovered otherwise. When you embrace challenges, you stop seeing them as roadblocks and start viewing them as invitations for development. Every challenge, whether big or small, provides a chance to learn something new, either about the world or about yourself. It might be uncomfortable at first, but it's through that discomfort that growth happens. Each challenge forces you to adapt, to think creatively, and to approach problems from new angles. In doing so, you gain skills, resilience, and a deeper understanding of your own capabilities. Moreover, challenges offer an opportunity to build strength, not just in a physical sense, but mentally and emotionally. It's through difficult situations that we learn to persevere, to face fear head-on, and to remain composed in the face of uncertainty. It's easy to grow complacent when everything is going well, but it is when life becomes unpredictable or tough that we have the chance to cultivate deeper resilience. Challenges push us to become more resourceful, more persistent, and more capable of handling the complexities of life. And embracing challenges also encourages a growth mindset, an essential component for success. Those who view challenges as opportunities are far more likely to succeed in the long run than those who avoid them. It's not the people who face the least challenges who achieve the most. Rather, it is those who tackle difficult. The most successful individuals aren't the ones who have never failed or struggled. They are the ones who have faced adversity, learned from it, and used it to fuel their future progress. As uncomfortable as challenges can be, they teach us something invaluable, that we are capable of far more than we often realize. Often we place limits on ourselves, thinking that we aren't strong enough, smart enough, or capable enough to handle difficult situations. But when we step into the challenge, we often surprise ourselves with the strength we uncover. It is only by embracing challenges that we discover what we are truly made of. And that realization can transform our entire approach to life. In a world that often seeks comfort and convenience, embracing challenges requires courage. It means stepping into the unknown, trusting that the discomfort you feel is part of the process. It requires a shift in mindset, where you view setbacks as learning experiences rather than failures. When you embrace challenges, you open yourself up to a world of possibilities and growth. Each difficulty faced, no matter how daunting, is an opportunity to evolve, to refine your skills, and to emerge stronger on the other side. Consistency over perfection is a powerful concept that challenges the notion that everything must be flawless in order to be successful. Many people find themselves paralyzed by the desire for perfection, waiting for the perfect moment or the perfect conditions to begin or complete something. This desire often leads to procrastination, fear of failure, and ultimately stagnation. The truth is that perfection is an illusion. It is an impossible standard to meet consistently, and the pursuit of it can keep us from moving forward altogether. Instead, the focus should be on consistent effort, which is far more impactful and sustainable in the long run. When you prioritize consistency, you shift your focus from an unattainable ideal to the reality of steady progress. Every small step, every action taken, compounds over time and leads to significant results. It's not about doing everything perfectly right away. It's about showing up day after day, even when things aren't ideal or when mistakes are made. Consistency allows you to build momentum, which is often more important than achieving perfection. By continually putting in effort, even if it's imperfect, you build the habits and skills necessary for long-term success. Perfection can often be an excuse for inaction. We tell ourselves that we must wait until we have everything figured out before we take the first step, or that the final result must meet an impossibly high standard. This mindset can lead to endless planning and no execution. In contrast, consistency encourages progress, even when it doesn't feel like progress at all. By showing up regularly and doing the work, you slowly but surely improve over time. Each attempt, no matter how imperfect, teaches you something valuable, and every action, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals. Additionally, perfection is a moving target. What seems perfect at one moment can quickly become outdated or irrelevant as circumstances change. By the time you achieve perfection, the world may have already moved on, leaving you behind. On the other hand, consistency allows you to adapt, learn, and grow in real time. It's an ongoing process of improvement where the focus is on getting better, not on getting everything right. Over time, consistency brings mastery. Each repetition, each practice, each effort adds to your knowledge and expertise. There is also a freedom that comes with embracing consistency over perfection. Perfection is heavy. It's a burden that weighs on us, making us anxious and fearful of making mistakes. When we let go of the need to be perfect, we free ourselves to take risks, to experiment, and to fail without fear of failure. With consistency, the fear of mistakes diminishes because we know that failure is not an endpoint, but a part of the journey. We trust the process, knowing that even when things don't go as planned, we can learn from it and keep moving forward. Consistency builds trust, both with others and with ourselves. When we are consistent, we prove to ourselves that we can rely on our own efforts, that we can handle the ups and downs, and that we can persevere through challenges. Others also begin to trust us because they see that we are dependable and committed to our goals. Over time, this trust fosters deeper relationships and a sense of confidence that can propel us further. In the end, consistency is what leads to growth and progress. The pursuit of perfection may provide fleeting moments of satisfaction, but it is consistency that produces lasting results. When we focus on doing the work regularly, with patience and dedication, we open the door to continuous improvement, increased self-confidence, and true mastery. The journey is long, but with each step, we move closer to becoming the person we aspire to be. Learning from failure is one of the most powerful ways to cultivate growth and resilience. Society often views failure as a negative experience, something to be avoided at all costs. We fear failure because we associate it with shortcomings, mistakes, and defeat. But in reality, failure is an essential part of the learning process, a stepping stone that brings us closer to our goals and dreams. The key is not to view failure as the end of the road, but as a necessary part of the journey. When we fail, we are presented with an opportunity to reflect, analyze, and understand what went wrong. Failure exposes our weaknesses, our blind spots, and the areas where we need to improve. It strips away the illusion of perfection and reveals the truth about where we stand. Instead of being discouraged by it, we should embrace failure as a teacher. It offers valuable insights into our approach, our decisions, and our actions. Every failure is a lesson that can guide us toward a better, more informed approach in the future. One of the most significant lessons failure teaches is the importance of perseverance. Failure often tests our resolve, challenging us to continue despite setbacks. It can be tempting to give up when things don't go according to plan. But it is through these moments of difficulty that we build the resilience necessary to succeed. Every time we rise after a failure, we become stronger, more determined, and better prepared for the next challenge. The old adage goes, if you want to achieve something, start by believing only that you can. Failure doesn't define us, our response to it does. How we choose to learn from it and move forward is what shapes our growth. Failure also teaches humility. It reminds us that we are not infallible and that there will always be things we don't know, areas where we can improve, and skills we can develop. When we embrace failure, we release the need for perfection and accept that making mistakes is a natural part of being human. This humility allows us to be open to feedback, to listen to others, and to make the necessary adjustments in our thinking and actions. It keeps us grounded and focused on the fact that no one achieves success without first encountering and learning from failure. Moreover, failure encourages innovation and creativity. When our initial attempts don't succeed, we are forced to find new solutions, think outside the box, and try different approaches. Failure strips away the certainty of the path we thought we were on and pushes us to explore alternative routes. Many of the world's most innovative ideas and breakthroughs came from people who encountered failure and refused to give up. They didn't see failure as a setback, but as an opportunity to rethink their approach and come up with something better. It's also important to recognize that failure is not a reflection of our worth or potential. Often we internalize our failures, allowing them to shape our identity and self-esteem. We begin to think that we are failures because we failed, but that is a false narrative. Failure is an event, not an identity. It does not define who we are or what we are capable of. In fact, some of the most successful and influential people in history experienced multiple failures before they found their way. What set them apart was their ability to extract the lessons from those failures, adjust their approach, and keep going. Failure also fosters patience. It teaches us that success is rarely immediate. It takes time to build the necessary skills, experience, and knowledge required to succeed. Failure helps us realize that good things don't happen overnight, and that persistence, more than anything, is what ultimately leads to success. With every failure, we develop a deeper understanding of the effort and time it takes to achieve meaningful results. Ultimately, learning from failure is about changing the way we perceive it. Instead of avoiding or fearing failure, we should seek to understand it, learn from it, and use it as a tool for growth. Failure should not be seen as something that holds us back, but as something that propels us forward. Each failure, when embraced with the right mindset, becomes an invaluable resource that helps us grow, adapt, and ultimately succeed in ways we never could have without it. Surrounding yourself with growth-minded people is one of the most powerful decisions you can make on your journey toward personal and professional development. The people you choose to spend time with have a profound impact on the way you think, act, and approach challenges. When you surround yourself with individuals who are focused on growth, progress, and improvement, their mindset becomes contagious. Their energy, enthusiasm, and drive inspire you to elevate your own ambitions and push beyond your limits. Growth-minded people are those who believe that abilities, intelligence, and potential can be developed through hard work, perseverance, and learning. They are not satisfied with the status quo, but are constantly seeking ways to improve themselves and their circumstances. Being around such individuals encourages you to adopt a similar mindset. They challenge you to think differently, to question the limits you place on yourself, and to embrace the discomfort that comes with growth. Their example shows you that success is not just about talent, luck, but about dedication and a willingness to evolve. The conversations you have with growth-minded people are often centered around learning, development, and overcoming obstacles. They talk about possibilities rather than limitations. Instead of focusing on what cannot be done, they are always looking for solutions, alternatives, and creative ways to achieve their goals. This mindset shifts your focus from problems to possibilities, helping you to approach your own challenges with a positive and proactive attitude. You begin to see setbacks not as failures, but as learning experiences, opportunities to adapt, grow, and refine your approach. Moreover, growth-minded individuals understand the importance of feedback and constructive criticism. They are open to receiving and giving feedback because they view it as a valuable tool for improvement. In their company, you are more likely to receive honest feedback that helps you grow, and you are also encouraged to give feedback that supports others' development. This creates an environment where everyone is committed to helping one another improve. When you surround yourself with people who embrace feedback as a necessary part of growth, you become more willing to seek it out yourself and use it to advance your own progress. These individuals also tend to have a resilient mindset. They are not discouraged by failure or setbacks, but see them as part of the process. Their ability to persevere in the face of challenges is a powerful example of how to maintain focus and stay committed to your goals, even when things get tough. When you surround yourself with people who keep pushing forward, you are inspired to do the same. Their resilience becomes a source of strength for you, showing you that setbacks are not an indication of inability, but an opportunity to build the resilience necessary to succeed in the long run. Growth-minded people are also lifelong learners. They constantly seek new knowledge, skills, and experiences that will help them become better versions of themselves. Being in an environment where learning is prioritized encourages you to adopt the same mindset. You begin to see learning not as a task or obligation, but as an exciting opportunity to expand your horizons and gain new perspectives. The people around you inspire you to be curious, to read, to study, and to seek new experiences that challenge your current way of thinking. This mindset keeps you from stagnating and pushes you to keep evolving, regardless of your current level of success. In addition to the intellectual and emotional benefits, surrounding yourself with growth-minded people creates a network of support. These individuals will not only help you grow through their insights, encouragement, and feedback, but will also lift you up during times of difficulty. When faced with obstacles, they will remind you of your strengths and help you refocus on your goals. They celebrate your successes, no matter how small, and push you to strive for more. In turn, you will find yourself doing the same for them, creating a mutually supportive environment that fosters growth for everyone involved. The energy and mindset of the people around you have a profound effect on your own trajectory. If you are constantly surrounded by individuals who are focused on growth, you are far more likely to adopt that mindset yourself. It's not just about the influence of others on you, it's also about the collective energy that is created when people who share a commitment to growth come together. This energy can propel you toward new heights, motivating you to take action, overcome obstacles, and pursue your goals with renewed passion and determination. In a world where it's easy to fall into complacency, surrounding yourself with growth-minded individuals serves as a constant reminder that there is always room for improvement. It reminds you that no matter where you are in your journey, you are never too far from growth, and the company you keep plays a critical role in how far you can go. By intentionally choosing to be in the presence of those who are dedicated to continuous improvement, you create an environment where growth is inevitable and where you are constantly challenged to become the best version of yourself. Being adaptable is one of the most essential skills in a rapidly changing world. Life by nature is unpredictable. Things don't always go according to plan, and circumstances can shift without warning. In these moments, the ability to adapt becomes a crucial factor in determining how we navigate challenges and continue moving forward. Adaptability is not about simply accepting change, but about embracing it with an open mind and a flexible approach. It's about finding new ways to solve problems, adjusting our expectations, and being willing to change course when necessary. When you are adaptable, you are more open to new ideas, perspectives, and methods. Instead of sticking rigidly to one plan or one way of thinking, adaptability allows you to evaluate a situation and make adjustments based on what is currently most effective. It encourages you to let go of preconceived notions or outdated practices that may no longer serve you, and instead allows you to remain open to learning and evolving. Adaptable people understand that there is no one-size-fits-all solution, and they are willing to experiment, try different approaches, and make changes when necessary. Adaptability also fosters resilience. When faced with adversity, those who are adaptable are better equipped to handle the difficulties life throws at them. They don't view obstacles as insurmountable walls, but as challenges to be worked around, redefined, or overcome. This mindset helps them maintain a sense of control and agency, even when circumstances seem out of their hands. Being adaptable means that you don't get stuck in a single mindset when things go wrong. You have the flexibility to pivot, shift your focus, and find new opportunities in situations that may initially seem discouraging. Another key aspect of adaptability is emotional intelligence. When we are adaptable, we are more attuned to our emotions and those of others. We are better able to navigate the emotional ups and downs that come with change and uncertainty. This emotional flexibility allows us to stay calm and centered during stressful times, and it helps us manage our responses in a way that is constructive rather than reactive. Adaptable people are often more patient and compassionate, not only with themselves, but with others, because they understand that change and growth are often difficult processes. Being adaptable also means being comfortable with uncertainty. Many people resist change because it introduces unknowns, and the unknown can feel threatening. But adaptability teaches us that uncertainty is not something to fear, but something to embrace. Life is full of unpredictability, and the more we try to control every aspect of it, the more stressed and frustrated we become. When we allow ourselves to flow with the changes that come our way, we begin to see that uncertainty holds opportunities as well as risks. Adaptable people understand that they cannot control everything, but they can control how they respond to what happens. And that sense of agency is incredibly empowering. Adaptability also requires self-awareness and reflection. It's not just about reacting to external changes, but about understanding our own reactions and behaviors in response to those changes. Self-awareness allows us to identify when we are resisting change or holding on too tightly to old ways of doing things. By regularly reflecting on our experiences, we gain the insight necessary to make adjustments in our approach. This self-reflection helps us see where we can improve and where we might be limiting ourselves by clinging to the familiar. When we are adaptable, we make conscious choices to evolve, not just out of necessity, but because we understand that growth requires change. In addition, adaptability encourages creativity and innovation. When you are willing to change and try new approaches, you open yourself up to new ideas and possibilities. Adaptable individuals are often more creative because they are not limited by the boundaries of their initial plans or assumptions. They look for innovative ways to solve problems, break through challenges, and discover new opportunities. Adaptability allows you to see connections and patterns that you might otherwise overlook, fostering a mindset that is constantly in search of improvement and progress. Being adaptable also means letting go of the need for perfection. The more rigid we are in our expectations, the harder it becomes to deal with the inevitable bumps along the road. Adaptable people understand that perfection is an unrealistic standard, and they are more willing to accept progress, learning, and experimentation along the way. Instead of being discouraged by imperfections, they use them as stepping stones toward improvement. Adaptability helps you to appreciate the journey rather than obsessing over the destination, knowing that the path will rarely be straight, but that's what makes it worthwhile. The ability to adapt allows you to remain relevant in an ever-changing world. Whether in your career, relationships, or personal growth, the capacity to adjust to new circumstances ensures that you stay engaged and proactive. The world moves quickly, and those who are unwilling or unable to adapt will often find themselves left behind. But adaptability keeps you ahead of the curve, prepared for the next challenge, and open to the next opportunity, no matter how unexpected it might be. Ultimately, being adaptable is about being flexible enough to handle life's unpredictable nature, learning from each experience, and finding new ways to grow. It's about understanding that change is inevitable and that the best way to thrive is not by resisting it, but by embracing it. Adaptable people are the ones who can thrive in any environment because they are constantly evolving, learning, and adapting to whatever comes their way. Celebrating progress, not just results, shifts the focus from a destination-oriented mindset to one that appreciates the journey. In a world that often emphasizes end goals and final achievements, it's easy to overlook the small steps, incremental improvements, and efforts that lead to success. We live in a society that is quick to measure outcomes, ranking success by the visible and tangible results that can be seen and celebrated. However, true growth happens not only in the results, but in the consistent effort and progress made along the way. When you begin to celebrate progress, you learn to appreciate the work, commitment, and persistence required to get where you want to go. Progress is often slow and subtle. It doesn't always come in the form of big, noticeable leaps, but rather in small, steady steps forward. By focusing only on the end result, it's easy to become discouraged or lose motivation when the results don't come quickly. Yet every small improvement, every step closer to the goal is a victory in itself. Whether it's learning a new skill, developing a new habit, or overcoming a minor obstacle, each of these moments contributes to the larger picture. When you celebrate progress, you validate your efforts and recognize that the path itself is just as valuable as the outcome. Celebrating progress also helps build momentum. When you acknowledge and appreciate the small wins, you create a positive feedback loop that motivates you to keep going. Each milestone, no matter how small, reinforces the belief that progress is happening, and that belief fuels further action. The more you celebrate progress, the more likely you are to keep pushing forward. Rather than waiting for a distant finish line to feel a sense of accomplishment, you learn to find fulfillment in the work itself, in the consistent progress that is being made each day. This builds confidence and energy, making it easier to continue on the path toward the bigger goals. By celebrating progress, you also create a more sustainable approach to achievement. When success is only measured by final results, the pressure to reach a goal quickly can lead to burnout or discouragement. The journey becomes a race, and if you don't achieve the desired outcome in the time frame you envisioned, you can feel like a failure. But when you celebrate progress, you release the pressure of perfection. The process becomes more enjoyable because you are acknowledging the efforts, the growth, and the lessons learned rather than obsessing over the final product. This allows for more patience and self-compassion, making the pursuit of your goals a long-term fulfilling endeavor rather than a short-term sprint. Focusing on progress also encourages a growth mindset. People who celebrate progress understand that success is not linear and that the road to achievement is filled with both ups and downs. They see challenges as part of the process, not as indications of failure. Progress teaches us that growth is about learning, experimenting, and adjusting along the way. It allows us to embrace mistakes and setbacks as opportunities for growth, rather than viewing them as failures. With this mindset, the process of improving becomes as important as the outcome. You begin to realize that each setback or challenge is simply another step toward mastery, and that every small gain is a reflection of your ability to adapt and evolve. Moreover, celebrating progress fosters a deeper sense of gratitude. It encourages us to recognize and appreciate the work we have already done instead of always looking ahead to what remains to be done. When we celebrate progress, we acknowledge how far we've come, even if we are not yet where we want to be. This practice cultivates a mindset of appreciation. Gratitude for the progress you've made keeps you grounded in the present and helps to create a positive outlook on the journey. When progress is celebrated, it also creates a sense of community and shared success. Whether in a team, a family, or a group of friends, acknowledging progress encourages support, camaraderie, and encouragement. It shifts the focus from individual success to collective growth. Celebrating progress together helps foster an environment where everyone feels valued and supported. This shared recognition of improvement helps to strengthen relationships, build trust, and keep everyone motivated to continue moving forward. It reminds us that growth is not a solo endeavor, but something that is nurtured through collaboration, support, and mutual encouragement. In addition, when we celebrate progress, we learn to be more mindful of our own development. Instead of getting lost in the end result, we begin to focus more on the process itself, the actions, decisions, and efforts that contribute to our growth. This allows us to become more present in our own progress and to enjoy the learning experience as it unfolds. We begin to recognize the daily habits, thoughts, and actions that contribute to our success, and we develop a deeper understanding of what it takes to achieve our goals. This mindfulness can lead to greater self-awareness and a clearer sense of purpose in everything we do. Celebrating progress also nurtures self-esteem and self-worth. It teaches us to value our efforts and to recognize that we are constantly evolving. In a world that often judges success by tangible outcomes, celebrating progress helps us remember that who we are becoming is just as important as what we accomplish. It shifts our focus from external validation to internal satisfaction, allowing us to feel proud of the effort we put forth regardless of the immediate results. By valuing progress over perfection, we cultivate a healthy sense of self-worth that is grounded in the journey rather than the destination. The act of celebrating progress can also help us maintain focus on our long-term goals. When we celebrate even the smallest steps, we stay connected to our purpose, which can help sustain motivation in times of difficulty or uncertainty. By regularly reflecting on the progress made, we remain reminded of the bigger picture, which helps to keep us on track and reinforces our commitment to continued growth. Celebrating progress makes the journey enjoyable and fulfilling, turning the pursuit of success into an ongoing celebration of learning, improving, and evolving. Ultimately, celebrating progress encourages us to stay motivated, to enjoy the process, and to keep moving forward even when results seem distant. It nurtures resilience, builds momentum, and helps us stay focused on our long-term growth. By honoring the journey and recognizing each step along the way, we create an environment where growth is valued and success becomes an ongoing and rewarding experience. This way, we feel more fulfilled and more motivated. Freedom, we feel, is the journey toward enlightenment rather than destination and time. In conclusion, the journey toward growth is not one of immediate perfection or instant results, but a process that requires patience, resilience, and a growth-minded approach. By focusing on growth, embracing challenges, learning from failures, and celebrating progress, we build the foundation for long-lasting success. When we prioritize consistent effort over perfection, learn from every setback, and surround ourselves with others who share our commitment to growth, we create an environment where we can thrive and evolve. And it's not the destination that defines us, but the willingness to adapt, persevere, and continuously strive for improvement. The true measure of success is not found in the final outcome, but in the growth we experience along the way. The key to progress lies not in the results we achieve, but in the dedication we bring to every step we take.